All right, y'all. So anytime y'all put this lady on my screen, I'm always like, why? Why?
Headlock, got him in a headlock. Music to my ears, I'm about to make your head rock. Headlock, got him in a
All right, real quick, thanks to all of you who have signed up to patreon.com/Adrian Expression. We're going to have another exclusive podcast episode going up there at the middle of the week, towards the end of the week. Make sure you check it out. Now, this entire situation with Tiffany Haddish or whatever, it's so many layers to it that I said, you know what? Let me bring it to the girls. Let me bring it to the girls to see what y'all think about it, because I was cackling at the shucking and the jiving. Like that's just it. I was cackling. So, okay, we know what New York Fashion Week is, right? And so this is not a defense of like those weird luxury spaces. Like, this video is not a defense of like the spaces of the rich and, oh, you gotta act a certain way when you're around these rich white folk. You have to act a certain way. This video is not defending in defense of whatever these rich people got going on. Like, it's definitely not. But it's an examination of how Tiffany Haddish loves to allow herself to be the class clown and the court jester. So here Tiffany Haddish is sitting down next to the Hiltons, like Paris Hilton, Kathy Hilton, whatever. Sitting down, and then Kathy Hilton tells Tiffany, why don't you get up and just walk around? Now, keep in mind, Tiffany has not been booked for this fashion show. She's not a model in this fashion show. And so I guess Paris Hilton's mama, Kathy Hilton, thought that it would be funny if she sent this black girl on a mission. She sent her on an errand. She said, why don't you get up right now and do it right now? Tiffany's like, right now? Should I do it right now? And she gets up and does it. Now, of course, it's crazy for the models who are working there to be like, okay, or working the show to be like, okay, Tiffany ain't a part of the show. Who's this person walking in front of me? Like, it's already crazy enough as it is. But the main issue to me is how, like, Tiffany and so many other black people like her allow these pilgrims to walk all over them, right? If it means that they're going to get some notoriety, some clout or whatever, right? And so I'm already looking at this through the lens that this family, you would have to do some heavy convincing for me to believe that this entire family is not like racist, girl, like this Hilton family. Because it's no secret that Paris Hilton has been documented making racist remarks. She has faced criticism for using racial slurs and derogatory comments about various minority groups, including Black, gay, and Jewish individuals. I mean, she has allegations from her former friends who accused her of frequently using racial slurs in their presence. So, right, like this, if you take one look at Paris Hilton and you extrapolate that to her family, and the fact that this was seen, this kind of behavior clearly is seen as normal when it comes to Paris Hilton. Like, if it looks like a duck, it's given Affleck. Like, that's it. That's it, right? So in that context, you have these white people who, honestly, if you're a black person in like a quote unquote luxurious or quote unquote high class place or whatever, and I'm really using the quotes on that, okay? Because, you know, if you're a black person sitting in those spaces and you're next to these racist white people, they're going to look at you like, why is an animal here? Like, honestly, that's how they look at you. Why is this animal here? Why is this animal right next to me? But if they're going to have to be here, if black people are going to have to be here in this place where, honestly, I don't think they should be, then they're at least going to dance for me. That's it. I promised you. I feel like this is what's going on today in these white people's head. Like, if these black people are going to have to be around me in this space where, honestly, I don't even think they should be anyway, I'm going to at least make sure that they dance for me, or I'm going to try and get them to dance for me. And Tiffany put on her tap dancing shoes, honey. And she does it so often. And you know why it's crazy? You know why it's crazy? Because if it was so funny, if it was so hilarious, the Hiltons themselves would be getting up to do what they told Tiffany to do. If it was so funny and so comical, they themselves would get up and start walking in a show that they weren't, you know what I mean? That they're not in. But they know it's not fun. It's funny to a certain extent where they're laughing at Tiffany and definitely not with her. Definitely not with her. Like, stop and think for one moment. Do you think that Paris Hilton would ever get herself on anybody's runway, even if it's in jest? Even if it's to play around, if she's not being booked, if she's not being paid? Do you think that? Do you think that she would get, knowing the headlines that would create? You know, but she sent Tiffany, but Kathy Hilton's then sent Tiffany to run around here, and Tiffany just soaked it up. Tiffany just loves that. It doesn't even matter if Tiffany's running around here looking like somebody's indentured servant. It don't matter. As long as the cameras are on her, Tiffany's smiling. As long as the headlines are about her, Tiffany's smiling. And I'm like, at what point does the tap dancing start to hurt your heels, hun? At what point does the tap dancing start to make your toes feel scrunched up and you got boils and bunions on? Like, at what point does the bottom of your feet start to chafe really hard? Are you ever gonna take off these tap dancing shoes, Tiffany? They not hurting the soles of your feet, girl. They're not digging into your heels, hun. I know that you must be exhausted. I know you have to be tired. You over there smiling and stuff. It was so pathetic. And especially after Tiffany has already been like, she been doing weird stuff already. I mean, the Israel trip, talking about, oh my God, I have to go and look and see for myself. I have to go see. Like, it was so disingenuous and corny, like so many things. But then I feel like this really is the crux of the issue with her. And so many other Black people, like I said, so many other people, Black people in the industry, this is the crux of the issue, is that y'all won't even ask for payment after you lay yourself down to be treated like doormats by white people. Like, you won't even think that you deserve payment for that. Like, if you're going to do it, if you're going to tap dance, like, you ain't going to make sure that you at least leave out of here with something. You ain't going to, at least if you're going to do it, you know, you're not going to make sure you at least leave here with something. Girl, you should have told them to get up there and, well, I'll do it if you do it, girl. Get out my face. That's how you need to deal with. That's how you should be dealing with them. But this is coming from somebody who don't want them in their face. Tiffany want them in her face. Tiffany like this stuff. It doesn't matter if the spotlight was spewing radioactive rays onto Tiffany. It does not matter as long as the spotlight is on. To her, it don't matter if it's given very much broken ozone layer underneath that spotlight. She said, I'm going to sit there and y'all going to laugh. Hee hee ha ha. They are laughing at you, girl. And I guess for some people, for some Black people, they choose to navigate the industry this way, where it's like, okay, I'm tap dancing, I'm doing what I'm doing what they want me to do. And to me, I'm just like, we already have to do things we don't want to do already in life. And then so to add more on top of it, out of your own free will, is so insane to me. It's so insane. But yeah, some Black people may choose to navigate the industry in this way, and I'm sure it gives them roles and you know, she booking stuff and all types of stuff. She at New York Fashion Week. I'm not. You know what I mean? So obviously it gives them something, right? Something for a little while, I guess. For a little while. But I do wonder, every time I see things like this, I do wonder if the tap dancing shoes ever start to hurt them. Like, is the money enough to where they're like, I don't care that Kathy Hilton has me walking around like somebody's pet? Like, does it get to the point where the coin is just so good that you're like, I don't care? Because I can't see, like, if you wanted to go and just mess up the social structure of New York Fashion Week and mess it up and like do what you got to do, whatever. But it seemed like you wanted to assimilate, you wanted to be a part of it, and yet you're having them walk you around like they send you to the vet or something. I don't know. It's always a lot for me when I see these things, because especially as someone who grew up around a lot of like kinds of people, Black people, a lot of white people. There were a lot of white people in my schools and stuff. It's just like, after being in those kinds of environments, I'm just like, sis, at the end of the day, I promise you, they're laughing at you. And it's like, clearly you don't care, but it's still corny to watch. It's still corny to watch. But yeah, that's it. Thank y'all so much for watching. Tell me what you think about this, because I saw this and I was like, of course it's her. Of course it's her. Sign up to my Patreon at patreon.com/AdrianExpression and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
After making your death drop, headlock, got him in a headlock. Music to my ears, I'm about to make your head pop. Headlock, got him in a headlock.